Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a really exciting unboxing video to share with you guys. Did you know that Herman released a new model? At least one. I think they've actually released more than one. But this definitely caught my eye, and they were kind enough to send it to me to share with you guys to check out. I am so excited to open this up. I have not opened it yet. Thank you so much to Polish Custom Knives for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and on TikTok at _metal_complex. Now, many of you know that I like the crazy aesthetics. I like what a lot of people refer to as gas station aesthetics. And that's fine. This is definitely a super expensive version of this knife. But rest assured, Herman Knives makes like plain entry-level versions of their knives with stuff like titanium and M390, M398, right? A more, utilitarian aesthetic. They do that. And they do everything in between, including like DLC and a bunch of other cool stuff. So it's worth checking out either way. But this is, I guess I should have like a fancy warning, when I do this stuff. Because some people on the internet are just, like it's just burning their eyes. They can't handle the fancy. And that's okay. You don't have to. But what we have here is something called the Herman Bee. I believe a little bit bigger than the Micro Sting, but a little smaller than the Sting. Let's take a look at the card here real quick. I love the new boxes. I love this. This is so much better than the old way that they did this. So we have the B. This is serial number 50. Damasteel DS93X. What is that? That's just Damasteel. That's what they code it as. There's a DS93X and a DS95X. The DS93X is RWL34 and PMC27, which is standard Damasteel, performance Damasteel. So the good stuff, right? At 61 HRC, which is perfect. Timascus handle, Timascus clip, Timascus everything, right? So it's going to be a pretty wackadoodle folder here. What do we have? Oh, how beautiful. You really have to commend Herman Knives for being able to hit close to red. Their magenta is so look at this dual texturing. Oh my gosh. Look at that pivot. How gorgeous. Oh man. Huge fan. Now this is not a review, not at all. This is just an unboxing and first impressions. I do love that they include the tool now that they make in-house. Like these are handmade in Poland. This is not a Chinese knife. These are handmade, partially by machine, partially by hand in Poland. So definitely expensive, absolutely not regular production knives. Also comes with their own lubricant too. So let's take a look at this. I know you guys want to see that blade because you know there's something crazy in there, but beautiful, I guess like hammered finish up here on what I'm going to refer to as kind of a faux bolster. And then we have that sort of shell or starburst texturing on the titanium back here. Absolutely gorgeous. Gold, near magenta, purple, and blue. Those blue areas kind of glowing. On the other side, what's the nice thing is, with these various, like titanium Damascus with the different layers of compositions of titanium in there, anodizing them at different rates. You get such a wide variety of colors, and part of the reason why I like Herman knives so much is they take super duper utilitarian lines and turn them into absolute works of art. But being able to get these super custom versions in such a wide variety of colors means that you really, did they polish the spine back here? Yeah, they totally did. If you pick one up, it's going to be unique. Like no two of these are ever going to be the same. Really cool. Let's take a look at the blade. Oh my gosh. What on earth? That is so nasty. Oh my, it looks like a heavy metal. Oh my gosh, the other side's even more wicked. It looks like a heavy metal album cover. That is disgusting in the best way. Oh my goodness. Deep etch. Oh yeah, you can feel that. Very deep etch, but nice and polished, incredibly crisp. Wow. So this is definitely in between the size of the micro sting and the sting. Actually, you know what? I've got them handy, literally right here, because I'm doing giveaway. Actually, by the time you see this, I think these will be gone. All of my content is pre-recorded. You can check the date on the pinned comment for that, but I'll show you guys the knives. You know, oh, perfect, yeah. So here is a micro sting. It's a little bit bigger, definitely a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. So the sting is going to be a little bit bigger. So they're definitely trying to cater to folks who want a smaller knife, but maybe not something quite as small as the micro sting. So there you go. I think that's a perfect comparison. It's almost like, the best way that I would describe this is probably a combination of the Vespertilio, the Sting, and the Ishtar. It's kind of what it makes me think of. This is definitely the wildest Damasteel that I've seen. I didn't even know Damasteel did a pattern like this. Absolutely crazy. I would love to see them do exactly this model in an XL, right? You'd call it the Hornet, I guess, if you want to. But I think the Bee is a good name. This has like a 3-finger grip and then my pinky sliding off the end, which isn't my favorite thing in the whole world. In fact, I generally prefer, you know, I mean, this is just a design choice, right? I like when all 4 fingers are locked in. It is plenty comfortable though, but if you're like me and you don't prefer a 3-finger grip, this might not be for you. As far as detent strength goes, it is absolutely something that I've felt is very consistent with these. As somebody who has handled pretty much every model, like I'll tell you guys exactly what I think here. The micro sting easily has the lightest detent. Probably the most perfect detent that you're going to feel between all the models is going to be on the sting, and if you want it a little heavier than something like the slim, right? There's going to be subtle variation in these because they don't make them all exactly the same. The detent on the Bee here feels, boy, does it actually feel better than the Sting that I have? Let me do these back to back. Yeah, I think the detent on, I think I like the detent on this guy actually a little bit better. It's very, very smooth. The detent on this is just about exactly what you'd want on a little, like, I'm not going to call it a little knife. In fact, you know what we should probably do is measure it. So the overall length of the Bee coming in 7 1/4. So still there in medium knife territory as far as what I label it as. 3 1/4 inches of blade, 3 1/8 inches of cutting edge. I think, you know, it's like I said, like, this is not going to be the aesthetic that everybody likes. This is an aesthetic that I like. But I think this knife in a plainer aesthetic, like if you could imagine, like in all DLC, or even a half dress like this, for somebody who doesn't want it quite as intense, or just stone washed with a polished blade. It's a good looking overall profile if you don't mind that 3rd finger drop off, right? Some people swear like, oh, 3 fingers is all I need, you know? But for me, personally, look at that spine. Oh my gosh. For me, look how that comes together. That is wacky, man. Absolutely wacky. For me, though, I still want a bigger grip. I want a full grip. So that's why I say I want it a little bit larger, right? Like an 8. Like do a version of it that's like the same size as the Slim. That would be awesome. But this is very cool for sure. And some people are just going to have different preferences. This is no different in terms of the amazing quality and execution that we have come to expect from Herman knives. I personally am a collector very specifically of Herman knives. I will go out of my way to pick up absolutely wild things from their company. These are expensive knives, though. These are obviously not for everybody, and I definitely don't recommend, if you are starting out in this knife journey, obviously I'm not going to recommend that you pop in and buy, you know, a $700 or $800 entry-level Herman knife. Climb the ladder. There's lots of great stuff out there. But for those of you who are very familiar with this territory, right, if you're in that Koenig territory, you're in that Shurogorov territory, Herman knives should be something that you're looking at. Absolutely. In fact, getting this level of quality and handwork and getting some of these exotic materials, it's pretty competitive. I think they have some of the best value in that tier, right? But, you know, if you're just looking for a standard quality pocket knife, oh boy, I've got a playlist of 250 uploads consisting of nothing but knives that cost less than $75. That's where you want to go. Cheap knives I like. But if you're like me and you enjoy stuff like this is just spectacular. The aesthetic. The reason I wanted to check this out was mostly for the blade. Number one, because it was a new model. You guys will definitely get a full review on this. But also the blade, like the way that they executed this pattern of Damasteel is so wicked. Very cool. All right, I'm gonna weigh it real quick. Little bit of variation probably in the weight, but I know you guys are gonna want to know, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. So let's see if we can get that. Get that one back on there, and here we go. Get that right on the sticker. 2.8 ounces. Are you kidding me? Holy moly, 2.8. Let's find out what the Sting weighs. 4.1, substantial difference between that and the Sting. How about the Micro Sting? It weighs less than the Micro Sting, really. 4.1, slightly. Yeah, but definitely less. Wow, okay, very cool. Well, the next time you see this knife, I'll be doing the full review on it. But that's going to be pretty much it today, guys. Make sure you check out Polish Custom Knives down in the description. That is most likely where you're going to find the most unique versions. I know that there are a few of you who are hunting super unique versions of Herman knives. That's where you're going to find it. You need to pay attention to their Instagram, and you need to pay attention to the Polish Custom Knives website. But that's where you're going to get the wild version. So if you're holding out, if you've been saving up and you're holding out for something wacky, that's where you're going to find it most of the time. That's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and on TikTok at _metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.